Light mean it's going?
I've been cold, I've been hungry, now for a while. I guess most of my dreams have come true. With it all,
Andy's going to college. Can you believe it?
Mom, I'm not leaving till Friday.
What are you going to do with these old toys?
'Cause I never get over losing you. No, I'll never get over losing you.
Don't you get it? We're finished. Obsolete. Over the hill.
Now, come on, guys. We all knew this day was coming.
We're getting thrown away.
No, no one's getting thrown away.
We ain't ever getting played with.
Hold on. This is no time to be hysterical.
It's the perfect time to be hysterical.
Should we be hysterical?
Now.
Yes.
Maybe, but not right now.
Come on. Let's see how much we're going for on eBay.
New toys!
I'm gonna get played with.
Where's my nose?
There it is.
Here's your arm.
Give me that. That's
Honey,
mine.
the mustache?
We're busting out of here.
On three.
1,
Whoa!
2, infinity. And beyond.
To reset your Buzz Lightyear, insert paperclip.
Rex, use your finger.
Did you fix Buzz?
Bitácora espacial.
Sort of.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Return of the Astronaut.
Doing things together, that's what family's all about. Building memories. Like watching movies together. That's become a thing we do now more than ever with Disney Blu-ray. We love to laugh together.
My name is Doug, and I love you, Squirrel.
And share all the magic, fun, and adventure.
Yeah! That was off the hoozup!
And best of all, we're creating new memories with Disney's classic movies. And all the fun activities that my family plays together. Now there's an even greater value than ever before with the Disney Blu-ray Combo Pack. It includes a DVD so we can share the movie experience on the go, wherever we go. Disney Blu-ray, creating new memories.
And now, look for all these new family favorites on Disney Blu-ray Combo Packs. A great value that includes a DVD copy of the movie. It is the most acclaimed Disney classic of all time, and the winner of 2 Academy Awards. Now, for the first time ever in high definition, Walt Disney Pictures invites you to
be our guest. Be our guest. Put our service to the test. Tie your napkin round your neck, Sherry, and we provide the rest.
Walt Disney Pictures proudly presents Beauty and the Beast.
I want adventure in the great white somewhere.
She's the one, the girl we have been waiting for. She has come to break the spell.
For the first time ever in a Disney Diamond Edition, the tale as old as time is new again.
We all remember Andy as the cute little 10-year-old boy from Toy Story and Toy Story 2. Well, in Toy Story 3, he's a little older. He's actually nearly 18 years old, and he's about to head off to college.
Why do you still have these toys?
Molly, out of my room.
The toys have been fretting about Andy leaving for college for a long time, but it's one thing to think about that day being off in the future, and another thing to find themselves at that day.
We're getting thrown away!
No, no one's getting thrown away.
Woody knows that Andy has held on to them for all these years, so he's confident that Andy's going to make the right choice.
We all knew this day was coming.
Come on, let's see how much we're going for on eBay.
However, privately, Woody is really, really nervous. None of the toys know what is going to happen to them.
What's going on?
It's under control, Woody. We have a plan.
We're going to daycare.
The toys end up at Sunnyside Daycare.
New toys!
Whoa!
Sunnyside Daycare seems like the perfect answer to all the toys' problems.
At last, I'm going to get played with.
Unfortunately, they find themselves put into a classroom with the youngest of the kids. Well, after several days, the toys know that they've made a big mistake and they need to get out of Sunnyside.
We're busting out of here.
This is where the adventure really begins.
On 3. 1.
Well, we know how much people love Toy Story and Toy Story 2. So with Toy Story 3, we've set out to make a film that's just as funny and is just as adventurous as the first two films, even more so.
To infinity and beyond!
There are a lot of new surprises in Toy Story 3, but if I told you what the surprises were, they wouldn't be surprises anymore.
This is no time to be hysterical.
It's the perfect time to be hysterical.
Watch out! No!
Greedy.
Buzz, you're back.
Hey.
Where have you been?
I'll show you.
I don't get it.
Huh? Oh, right.
Buzz Lightyear Mission Logs. Episode 1, Blast Off.
This is the mission log for my trip. Wow. Over 450 days in space. That's longer than any astronaut or cosmonaut has spent in space on a single mission. Ever.
Wow.
Yay! It's the space shuttle.
Precisely, Rex. NASA's space shuttle is just one way to get to the International Space Station. Another way is a Russian Soyuz spacecraft. I took the shuttle.
It looks like a rocket.
Good eye. It is part rocket.
It's also part spaceship and part airplane.
Right. The space shuttle is made up of 3 main parts. The part that goes into orbit is called, well, the orbiter. The big orange tank in the middle is the external tank. For liftoff, we need these white rockets called solid rocket boosters.
10, 9, 8, go for main engine start. 7, 6, main engine ignition. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And liftoff of Discovery. Discovery, go at throttle up.
Copy, go at throttle up.
To infinity and beyond!
Look at it go!
It's something else, eh?
Roger, roll, Discovery.
2 minutes after the shuttle takes off, the rockets separate. 6 minutes later, the external tank detaches and burns up in the Earth's atmosphere, while the orbiter continues into space.
But how do you get on the station?
You get there through a process called a rendezvous.
Rendezvous?
Rendezvous. It's French for showing up the right place at the right time.
That's right, Ham. Through a series of complicated maneuvers. We get the shuttle into alignment and attach it to the station. Then we open our docking port, which connects to their docking port.
Nice rendezvous! Wow, Buzz, you're actually in space. How fun!
Well, yes, it was fun, but space cargo duty isn't all about fun and games, Rex. These guys work very hard. In fact, the International Space Station was built module by module, with pieces brought up on shuttle flights and Russian rockets.
Look, it's like a puzzle.
Oh, look again. Those pieces are the size of a school bus.
Each module is designed for a different purpose. Some modules are for basic living, some are for experiments. When I arrived, there was only 3 crew members aboard.
Oh.
Newly installed modules can accommodate a 6-person crew, plus visitors.
That's one crowded toy box.
Some of my fellow crew members like to say life in space has the feel of a campout.
Oh, I love campouts.
Except the sleeping bags are strapped to the walls, and you can't make delicious hot schmoes.
That's s'mores, Buzz.
Oh, right. If you want to know more, you can visit this NASA website.
Buzz Lightyear, a real space ranger.
My name is Tia Cratter. I started in 1993 as a digital painter.
My name is Bill Wise. I started December 4th, 1994 as a lighting TD.
If I had to look back to one moment, it would be with my family at Disneyland. And we went through the Small World ride. And the boat got stuck right in front of this big paper-mache hippo. I saw that and I thought, that's what I want to do for a job. I want to paper-mache hippos.
I was really into Star Trek as a child. And this book came out called The Making of Star Trek. You know, inside they had like blueprints, but they also had a lot of photos of behind the scenes. You know, you'd think that that would puncture the illusion, suspension of disbelief, but I was fascinated by that. It's like, oh, that's how they actually do it.
What's kind of funny is that even though I don't paper-mache hippos, I've come around pretty close. So now I am a shader art director at Pixar, getting to figure out the surfaces of characters and objects in a film.
My name is Sharon Callahan. I came to Pixar in 1994 during the production of Toy Story as an animation scientist or lighting artist or whatever you want to call it.
My name is Ralph Eggleston. I've done production design and art direction and directed a short film.
You know, everything you do in your life feeds into what you're ultimately going to end up doing in some way, some small way.
During the summer, sometimes a friend and I would make little short live-action films, zombie films. So skip ahead to high school. My parents bought a Super 8 camera, and I would make little clay animation films and hand-drawn little films, and that got me into California Institute of the Arts, studying animation, where I met lots of people.
The first class that I had in art school was a composition and color class. And the instructor was awesome. She basically drilled into us all of the principles of composition and color that I have running through my head all the time now. Every time I look at an image, you know, how colors are always relative to each other. Value is relative to each other. Composition is really only choosing where to put things. It's how you want the audience to feel about something.
My first real job in the industry, believe it or not, was with Brad Bird. He gave me the opportunity to work on a film he was working on called Family Dog. I think that was a job where I met everybody that I've worked with ever since. You know, one of those group of people led me to the next job, or to the next job, or to the next job.
When I started, I had a business card that said Tia Cratter, Imperfectionist, because it was my job to mess up everything that was created so perfectly in our films.
My first week here, it was almost like, okay, were you really expecting me? Because I didn't know where I was going to sit. I didn't have a desk. It took till Wednesday until I had a computer, and I had to get my first shot done by Friday. You know, what I remember more than anything is the thrill of the challenges, and that I think that to really do well in this business, you have to get excited about things that seem like that they're going to be impossible.
There was a scene in Sid's room where he burns a hole onto Woody's head. I mean, let's remember, this was 1994, 1995. There were a lot of things that were still hard for us to do. Magnification and refraction, and I mean, we didn't have a ray tracer back then. Should I talk about ray tracers? Is that too techy? You know, we can do so many more complex things now. Hair, simulated cloth, whatever, but, you know, there's always hacks.
With every film, it's the same challenge, really. It is, how do you get it on the screen? But it's also the most exciting part.
I burned her head the other day with a magnifying glass.
Did you really?
Yeah.
It's so collaborative here that you just can't take credit for doing one thing. It takes a bunch of people.
It's a little bit like herding cats, and what you're trying to do is get everybody to kind of go in the same direction, but, you know, still have their independence and still be able to contribute something on their own, but you're trying to get them to all, okay, this is the movie that we're making.
From an art department and a production designer point of view, providing inspiration to all of the crew that follows, and then letting them kind of plus it and take it to another level, offer other ideas that support this basic idea. When I see the shots come together in lighting, after all the modeling and shading and articulation and animation and effects and everything is done, it really is just this magical new thing.
In 1993, John Lasseter was the director of Toy Story, and he drove the most humble, utilitarian car possible.
The thing that amazed me was not that, oh, he was such a nice guy or he was so open. It was the death box car the guy drove. The seats were so blown out, he had T-shirts pulled down over the back.
Outside, it was kind of like all, oxidized. There's no waxing that car ever again.
I'm just like, come on, dude. You must be making decent money. It's like, for the rest of us, at least, buy a decent car so we can, live vicariously through you.
Then, of course, Toy Story comes out. It's a huge success. And Steve Jobs went to John and said, John, this is not that safe. I can't have the head of my company creatively driving around in a car that has, 500,000 miles on it. So in my memory, what happened is Steve just bought John a black Volvo, the safest car possible. Somebody should have made a coffee table out of that car. There's a lot of John in that car.
Dink, dink.
Halloween matters at Pixar. People go crazy. This is so funny to see time and time again what people come up with. The stage was set for the Halloween costume contest, which they held at noon. The grand prize was 2 tickets anywhere American flies in the world. And of course, when there's something to play for, people play hard. I was determined to express myself at Halloween, and I wanted to win. So I decided I was going to be the baby from Tin Toy. I'm a big guy, former rugby player, 6'4", and I'm going to be 295 pounds of 1.5-year-old in a giant foam diaper, handmade, with syrup drooping out of my mouth, and me banging toys trying to get that little tinny toy. And I convinced my girlfriend at the time, hey, Ann, I said, can you shave off all my body hair? The giant baby was a little more than people probably want to see of me. When I came out on stage and crawled around on all fours, the shrill happiness, but yet also kind of shock and disgust was overwhelming. It was great. And I did win. I ended up going to Vegas for my honeymoon for a weekend with my newly wedded wife, who took a chance on me after shaving off all my body hair. Dink, dink.
One of the funnest things about the early days of Pixar is we were just so small.
In 1991, Pixar moves into this giant building in Point Richmond. We only used maybe a quarter of the space. You'd hear and tumbleweeds going down these empty hallways.
So we just started riding around on scooters.
Somebody had the idea to actually race the scooters.
We had this whiteboard on the wall, and we would record our times, and we'd see how fast we could go down this long hallway, loop around through the warehouse, and come back. Part of the thrill was that it was a convoluted maze. There were 2 90-degree turns in it, and you had to go through several doorways. Well, Tom Porter one of the original guys, always there, and he is one of the most competitive people on the planet. And he's very athletic. And he just got the best time, and nobody could beat it. We're there late one night, burning the midnight oil, and John gets on one of the scooters and decides that he's just going to try to beat Tom Porter's time, because it hasn't been beaten in forever.
And he gets some really amazing time, which beat Tom Porter's.
And he was so proud that even though it was the middle of the night, he got on the phone, called Tom Porter, woke him up, didn't even say hello, said his time, and Tom Porter just said, "I'll be right there."
And the next thing we know, Tom Porter's there.
I think in his sweats or still in his pajamas, you know, just like literally jumped out of the bed, got in the car, and proceeded to do the route again and again as fast as he could. Because there was no way he was going to go back home and not beat it.
And he comes back and he's bloody because he is wiped out somewhere along the line and he's just got blood going down his arm, but he beat the time.
He had just gone full tilt. That was a very good example of, in a weird way, what a typical week or day was when we were a small group. Dink, dink.
Having the Buzz Lightyear balloon in the Macy's parade on Thanksgiving morning in New York City was one of the greatest moments in my life. As soon as they said they're going to do this, I said, I'm going to be there. The member of the Pixar team that brought the Buzz Lightyear balloon to life is Roger Gould. Now, Roger Gould has a really special connection to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
This is really thrilling for me because I grew up here in New York City where they blow up the balloons. I've been watching this happen since I was 2 years old.
Since 1995, when Toy Story came out, I've been dreaming of this.
He's inside this clear helmet. And until last year, they had never done a clear balloon of any kind. So this is the largest clear dome they've ever made.
We walked up and Buzz Lightyear was there. He was all kind of netted over, but just to see his face and to see him laying there, and it was just so exciting. And you start letting him up and he starts rising, and you really feel how much pull Buzz has. We went out onto the parade route, and as soon as we did, the place came unglued. Everybody just started yelling for Buzz Lightyear. He was meant to be a balloon because he was flying. It was so much fun. I'll never forget it as long as I live. Working on Toy Story was kind of neat because for us, we were trying to figure out how to take something we had only done in very, very small amounts, short films, TV commercials, and make it 75 minutes long. And, you know, the story was like, wait a minute here, this is a much more difficult thing than I thought.
When we started with Disney, they had people who had had a lot of experience making films, and they had been through it, they knew what to do.
So we looked to them as, initially, as they're going to school us, they're going to teach us how to work.
Here's like the first year on the film was like, we would board a sequence, and then Tom Schumacher and Peter Schneider would fly up, and they would give us tons of notes on the boards, changes to make, ways to improve it, to make it better. And then we would turn around those notes, and then we'd fly down to Disney, pin up our boards, and they'd give us more notes. And we'd even make changes that night. And then like at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. the next morning, very early mornings, we would pitch it to Jeffrey Katzenberg. And then he would rip them all apart.
Jeffrey Katzenberg, who at the time was chairman of the Disney Studios and had great interest in animation, would always be pushing for what he called edge. And the Woody character became wildly unappealing at one point.
Woody?
Now what?
Woody, I'm having a little difficulty.
Slink, how hard can it be?
We assembled this it was like maybe first half of the movie on story reels. And then we went down to Disney to screen it.
And I tell you, I sat there and I was pretty much embarrassed with what was on the screen. I had made it. I directed everybody to do this, but it was like, it was a story filled with the most unhappy, mean people.
All right. Save your batteries, people.
Jeffrey said, well, why is this so terrible? To me in the hallway. I said, well, because it's not their movie anymore. It's completely not the movie that John set out to make.
Everything kind of fell apart at that point, you know.
Disney forced us to shut production down. And they wanted us to lay people off, and we refused.
We were getting threats that because it didn't work well, that you would have to go back down. We were all going to have to go down south and reboard the film under their supervision.
And I said, just, give us 2 weeks, and we'll turn things around.
It was really very scary, and I think that's where we really bonded as a group.
I turned to our guys and I said, let's just make the movie we want to make. We worked day and night. Andrew, Pete, Joe, myself, our story team, our editorial team.
And so we just really went 100% with our gut.
Everybody's helping everybody else.
It was like we became one mind in a way. I just remember laughing a lot and drawing like crazy.
We were drawing for our lives.
I remember we got this like frenetic overdrive way of working.
We learned to do the first pass so rough because we collectively would get all these ideas once we saw it up. We would change pin.
And we knew what we were looking at.
And we knew what we were looking at. Right. The other thing that was really important for me after that Black Friday screening was to make Woody likable.
It was a real education to just filmmaking for us, that like just because a character has a problem or he's even not a likable person doesn't mean that they have to be an unlikable person on the surface.
Right, because our goal was to make Woody so likable. Then when he started kind of becoming a jerk, it was like, oh, Woody, don't make those choices, instead of, what a jerk. I don't care about this guy.
It's not always bad in this process to have things not work. When you have these crashing things that happen, the rebuilding allows the thing to be so much better.
After this experience, we learned a lot of things. The most important thing we learned was to trust our own instinct and to make the movies we wanted to make. Okay, now, this is the reel that we showed on Black Friday before we re-envisioned Woody's character. It's, it's bad. It's really bad. It's kind of rough to watch these days. But hey, for history's sake, I think it's important to see, So this takes place right before they go to Pizza Planet. And all of the other toys are placing bets as to see who Andy's going to take, either Woody or Buzz Lightyear.
Woody! I'd just like to wish you luck. I know you'd do the same for me.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, there you go. Yeah. Whoa! Whoa! What? What's everybody looking at? What? Hey, he slipped. I tried to. I couldn't hold that. It was he slipped. Hey, I don't see him. I think he fell onto the street.
He's as good as roadkill. He ain't going to pizza now.
Woody, you deliberately threw Buzz out the window.
Hey, it's a toy world.
Cowboy, where is your honor, dirtbag? You are an absolute disgrace. You don't deserve to wear a 10-gallon hat on your pint-sized head. Men, search and rescue. I want a medevac team on the double. Hustle up. Move it. Hey!
Hey, spuds for brains. What do you think you're doing? Off the bed. Hey, off the bed.
You gonna make us, Woody?
No, he is. Slinky. Slinky! Get up here and do your job. Are you deaf? I said take care of them.
I'm sorry, Woody, but I have to agree with them. I don't think what you did was right.
What? Am I hearing correctly? You don't think I was right? Who said your job was to think, Spring Wiener?
Well, I just thought that you...
use this vast reserve of brain power to consider this for a moment. If it wasn't for me, Andy wouldn't pay any attention to you at all. In fact, my stretchy friend, you would have been hauled away to Goodwill a long time ago, so shut your mouth and get them off the bed. Do it. Now, Slink, or I'm throwing you off.
You're gonna have to throw the two of us off.
Make that 3. Count me in.
No, Woody. You get your butt off the bed.
Yeah, I don't believe this. Are you threatening me?
Yeah. Get off the bed, ranch hand, and we're throwing you off.
You and what army?
There he is, that dirtbag! Frag him! Move, move, move! Take no prisoners! Go for him! Go for the nose! Kill!
1, 2... Stop! Don't throw him off the bed!
Yeah.
Throw him out the window like he did to Bud!
Disney File digital copy sets you free. Now, you can watch your favorite Disney movies whenever and wherever you want.
Are you ready for this?
When you buy a special edition Disney DVD or Blu-ray with Disney File, simply take the Disney File disc, insert it into your computer, and follow the easy on-screen instructions.
Manuel, relay instructions.
In just minutes, the transfer to your computer or video-enabled portable device is complete. Bye-bye. Your Disney movie is ready to go.
I feel alive!
Wherever you go.
Wow.
Quick, fun, and easy. Disney File digital copy. Your favorite movies anytime, anywhere, in just minutes.
Awesome!
To find out more, visit DisneyFile.com. Look for Disney File digital copy in these and other special editions of your favorite Disney Blu-ray and DVDs.
Your Disney movies are magic. And the magic continues after the credits. Just look inside your Blu-ray disc or DVD for the magic code to start earning points toward fantastic rewards at DisneyMovieRewards.com.
Hello? Check? Great. Everybody hear me?
The movie that changed the face of animation.
Hey, watch it!
The rare sequel that lives up to its predecessor.
I'm going to let go of the wall.
What?
He wouldn't.
He would.
Now, for the first time ever,
I'm a married spud. I'm a married spud.
Toy Story and Toy Story 2
Were you scared?
are on high-definition Blu-ray.
Oh, wow. Will you look at me? It's like I'm fresh out of the box.
With all new exciting bonus features for the entire family.
Look, it's the real Buzz Lightyear.
You're mocking me, aren't you?
And each movie includes its own early look at the highly anticipated new movie, Toy Story 3, coming to theaters in 3D. Disney Pixar's Toy Story and Toy Story 2.
All right, nobody look till I get my cork back in.
For the first time ever on high-definition Blu-ray.
You don't have one? Get one!
Everyone thinks they know the story of the Princess and the Frog.
You must kiss me.
Excuse me?
Please, Princess. It will make me human again.
Just one kiss.
Unless you beg for more.
But no one knows what happened after the kiss. Until now.
How did you get way up there? And how did I get way down here and all this?
On Disney Blu-ray and DVD. In the tradition of Walt Disney's most beloved classics comes the story behind the most magical kiss the world has ever known. Walt Disney Pictures, The Princess and the Frog, on Disney Blu-ray and DVD. Imagine if you heard a real fairy. You saw a real fairy. You caught a real fairy. Now, when two worlds meet,
You are the most fantastic discovery of all time. Every museum in the world will want one.
every friend,
Tink and Video were headed toward that farmhouse a while ago.
We have to do something.
every rival
You are the meanest fairy alive, Video.
must unite all their talents.
We don't have much time.
Hold on!
It's working! To bring Tinkerbell back home.
You came back.
Oh, hello.
Walt Disney Pictures presents
Faith, trust, and pixie dust.
Tinkerbell and the Great Fairy Rescue on Disney Blu-ray and DVD.
Check out all new episodes of Phineas and Ferb, now on Disney XD.
Awesome.
Phineas and Ferb, back with a brand new season.
I know what we're gonna do today.
Back with all new adventures. But best of all, back with brand new episodes.
Animals hate me!
And the only place to see brand new Phineas and Ferb is Disney XD. Phineas and Ferb, every Saturday at 8 a.m. 7 Central. Yes!